Hey, guess what? We're talking about another movie from Sparkplug Entertainment. If you're new to this series, I'll catch you up to speed. We've talked about plenty of rip-off movies from Sparkplug Entertainment, a lot of them being very low quality. That including Ant's Life, Plan B, Cars Life. And after I talked about Cars Life, I could have sworn that we were done talking about them. I thought we pretty much covered everything that we could possibly talk about from this company. But apparently I was wrong. They just keep on trucking and keep on making more movies. In this case, we're going to be looking at a movie of theirs about toys that come to life, which is a highly original concept, I assure you. This is Toyz Going Wild. The film begins on the wrong foot, since it's not called Toyz Going Wild, it's simply Toys with a Z. Because I guess the Z makes it sound cool.
Good to see Sparkplug still thinks simply adding Z in the title is still cool and hip. I am just saying, it has not 1998 anymore.
Speaking of things Sparkplug still seem to do with their films, it seems they still love using the same voice cast, since it's mostly made up of Michael Shelp's friends and family.
I love my little doggy.
I know.
Bye, Daddy. I love you, Max. See you.
What about me?
I love you, too.
As well as the budding relationship between a father who's just a little too stern and demanding, and a son who's way too rebellious and won't listen to authority. Good to see that we're copying elements from their most popular movie, A Car's Life. A film that, may I remind you, came out in 2006? In this film's case, the father is Seymour and the son's name is Zippy. One new thing that makes this movie different from other Sparkplug movies we've looked at is the main character has superpowers. Notably the ability of telepathy. So not only do these children's toys come to life and have lives of their own, but they can also apparently have superpowers? Well, that's just plain absurd. What kind of fool does this piece of cinema take me for, huh? But it seems Zippy can't use his powers for good when it comes to things like helping Mrs. Whippet's dog getting out of some chewing gum. No, instead his father and some peanut butter seem to do the trick.
The peanut butter oils make the gum less sticky, which should allow you to break free.
Buttons! You're free!
Anyway, Zippy heads off to school and we see the rest of the nightmare fuel that they call characters in this film.
Today we welcome a new student, Sky.
She's plush.
I never want to hear that ever again. Along with Zippy's little sister Snap, we have that creep that we heard earlier called Smash. Like most other children's movies characters, he's a one-dimensional bully who targets the main character simply because he's the main character, as well as his assistant, Sneedly. What are half of these toys even supposed to be anyway? These designs are terrible. After getting picked on by the bully and even getting mocked by the teacher, Zippy goes to do some soul-searching until the new toy, Sky, introduces herself, wanting to be his friend. But oh, then those gosh dang bullies come rolling up in on them.
Hey, Wheelie, say cheesy.
Why does he keep calling him Wheelie? He is the one with wheels, not Zippy.
That's a terrible picture.
Why don't you go try jumping in the canyon?
This picture's even worse.
What kind of bullying is this? Taking a picture of someone doing nothing and saying the picture looks terrible.
The family then goes to the local fast food place to get dinner, but Snap chimes in and says that they should be eating at the Salad Bonanza. Yes, clearly, something all little girls, or little girls' toys for that matter, really care about. I'm sorry, but unless you're a total wiener like Peter Collins, I really can't see a little girl character or little girl's toy character caring about that kind of thing. Soon enough, Seymour talks about wanting to host a karaoke party to celebrate his role as mayor in their little toy city. He demonstrates this by his singing ability of singing poorly to a song on the jukebox.
Underneath the sky up there, when the stars la 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 la.
Oh,
When the sun
encore,
sets, we
encore,
are
more
basically
please. I just
the
can't get enough of it.
same.
Right on, brother. Oh. The next day, we see Smash and Sneedly rolling around as it seems they're having a little too much fun.
Are you okay, Smash?
We need a better motocross speedway.
Back in the classroom, the teacher begins pairing up students for group assignments, and oh no, Zippy is paired up with Smash and Sneedly. Pair up students that clearly don't get along, and two of them are easily going to gang up on one of the other students. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, see you all in 2 weeks. This classroom is stifling.
I love how much this teacher seems to actively hate her students and children in general. How could she even get this job?
So Smash and Sneedly convince Zippy to move things in the town square around so they have enough open room for their speedway. When he gets home, his father explains more about the celebration coming up, now proposing a sing-along competition.
I'm changing the name to Mayor Seymour's Sing-Along Contest. After each contestant sings, I'll perform the same number, and the judges will decide who did better, the contestant or me.
Who could possibly have voted him to be the mayor of New Toy City? I mean, unless there was some kind of underhanded bribery going on under the table or some kind of election fixing, I really can't see him getting properly elected.
You always have to make things political, don't you, Chris?
Yes, I do, Ariel. Unlike the rest of you sheeple, I don't have my head in the sand.
Keep telling yourself that.
The bullies then tell Zippy to move the school. He goes against his better judgment and is about to do it until he stops himself. But uh-oh, Smash takes a picture of him while he's about to do it. Clearly this can only result in some blackmail. Or a misunderstanding at the very least.
Remember how I moved the gazebo?
Yes.
It wasn't my idea. It was Smash and Sneedly's.
Okay, why did they want to move it?
I don't know. Those two are stirring up trouble, and I don't want to be involved.
They talk to the teacher about this, but she brings in Smash so he can possibly defend himself against such slanderous accusations. And like that, Smash uses the picture he took against Zippy, saying he planned to dump the school in a canyon somewhere. So the teacher then promotes Smash to leader of their student assignment group, which means that he can tell Zippy whatever he wants him to do. So what he has him do next is take apart Toyhenge, which is supposed to be some sacred toy monument. Do you get it? The ever so clever wordplay there? Toyhenge? Toyhenge, you know, it's like Stonehenge, but because it's made for toys, it's called Toyhenge. It's very clever, I assure you.
I'm the mayor of New Toy-Z, the best place to be EE.
No!
What in the world?
Dad,
How did these slabs get here? Zip, did you use your powers?
Smash and Sneedly made me.
This is not only wrong, but also illegal. You could end up in prison.
Anyway, things look up for Zippy since he fixes a lot of crucial things around the school and starts winning those around him back, even doing well on that group assignment. Meanwhile, the mayor father finally becomes suspicious of Smash and Sneedly as he notices them working on their speedway with the remnants of Toyhenge.
Hey, what's going on here?
School project. Move along.
Oh yeah, clearly you can't do anything about that. I mean, it's just delinquents going around destroying national monuments and endangering public property. You really can't do anything about that sort of thing. You are just the mayor! They begin to have fun with their new crash course, but the mayor shuts it all down. But as he leaves the scene, they whisper something menacingly to one another, which means they are clearly up to no good. The karaoke event goes off without a hitch, with all 15 people in attendance. And then the toy students go to the zoo. Yeah, I guess we're done with the karaoke subplot.
We are here to learn, so divide into your school project teams, choose an animal, and study it. I'll be on the bus.
Let's study parrots.
Lame.
No, Zippy. Let's study something more intriguing.
Like what?
The snake.
They convince Zippy to let the snake out of the cage, and then, off-screen, mind you, the snake attacks town square and devours the mayor father. all of which is what Sneedly and Smash had planned. And just as Zippy starts to piece together what they were planning, he gets a text from his father, who's still alive. Sure, his little sister ends up breaking his phone, but he uses his telepathy powers to locate him.
The Forest Glen and Babbling Brook. Let's go!
What the hell was that, 8?
They locate the snake, and just when you think Zippy's powers are going to come in handy and save the day, they don't. Instead, we get a scene that goes on forever of him getting up to the snake's body and jumping on the lump where his father is until the snake spits him up.
What the? You froze the snake.
Wait a tick. When was it ever established that the father had powers?
Snap! Don't you dare!
See you there!
Wait a tick. When was it ever established that she had power? You know what? I don't even care. The movie's almost over. Let's not even harp on things like that. The movie ends with Smash and Sneedly being transferred to a different school, presumably because of the, attempted murder of the town's mayor, and they end up texting in their report to the teacher.
Smash and Sneedly have been transferred to a special school, so they texted their report. Snakes are dangerous creatures. One should not free them. Want to add anything, Zippy?
Yep. I learned you can never have too many friends.
Oh.
Well, that is another Sparkplug tradition. Not showing crucial things and instead focusing on repetitive story beats and just having the movie end as abruptly as possible.
So that was Toyz Going Wild. That was an absolute mistake. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually prefer watching a movie from them that was at least 40 to 50 minutes long instead of a full hour and a half like this was. At the end of the day, what needs to be said about this movie that we haven't already said about some of their other movies? While the animation is a little bit better, I guess, the character designs are still terrifying. The voice acting is still, well, done by friends and family. Nothing makes sense, everything feels incredibly padded out, and it feels like they're just taking piecemeal from other movies that are not only more popular than their own, but actually taking elements from some of their own movies. Notably, A Car's Life with the whole father and son relationship angle. Does Michael Shelp just really enjoy making movies about father-son relationships? Because it seems like that's a reoccurring pattern in a lot of his movies. And hey, I'm all for making movies about family values, I endorse that kind of thing, but you can only sit through so many of these movies until eventually it just starts to wane on you a little bit. Okay, since we've talked about yet another Sparkplug movie, I feel like it's time that we move on for reals. So no more Sparkplug, no more Dingo Pictures, no more Video Brinquedo, no Honey Boo Boo, no none of that. Next time we're going to be looking at a movie that I actually want to talk about, because it's a Christian movie that I agree with. But until then, may Jesus be with you, and seriously, let's never talk about Sparkplug ever again. I'm done.
It's a football! Stone football! Stone, you... It's a football!